So, I'm not sure if I've ever actually addressed Keefe ever in my life, right? But you guys probably aren't going to believe me. That's so fine. That's fine. That's okay. I actually had this video originally planned for when I did the Andrew Wiggins video. Obviously, my source wasn't that good, and I'm not ever afraid to admit when I'm wrong. Obviously, I was probably way off, but I was going off of that source. This source is 100% real because as you guys are going to hear, I'm going to actually play audio of, this YouTube channel I watch is called Bomb First, right? They're a Death Row Tupac related channel, meaning they talk about that type of stuff and breaking news on stuff. It was way before Keefe did his interview where Reggie Wright, if you guys don't know who Reggie Wright is, he was a security guard back then for Death Row. He obviously well known of a lot of stuff and was around back then. So he has a lot of like first-hand knowledge and stuff, and he has, he has a lot of insight on stuff. So he was the one who broke the news that Keefe was going to do a second interview with Vlad. Now, at the time, I didn't believe him because I didn't see no interview with Vlad. Well, a week or two after he made that interview, actually, Keefe did an interview. So if you guys don't believe me, right, because again, I know I did the Andrew Wiggins video, and I was actually supposed to upload this video right after to break the news to you guys, but for whatever reason, I just got sidetracked with a bunch of stuff and didn't do the video. So I'm doing the video now, but I'm going to actually play the audio right now and show you guys the date and all that to prove that, Reggie actually knows what he's talking about sometimes, and, he's a good source, right? And here's my source, right? So here it goes.
Or haven't had a relationship with. And guess who's coming back? He's back. He's giving me some content for April. We're going to make some money in April, John. Because he's coming back with a vengeance.
I can't believe he's risking it to come back, to be honest.
He's coming back, y'all.
He's coming back, y'all. Did y'all hear that?
Major, that 5 million subscriber channel. And probably within a week, y'all.
Told y'all, he broke the news on March 16th. And if y'all go watch my Andrew Wiggins video, that was around the same time, and I was supposed to upload it the next day. But again, I don't know why I did it. But if you heard the other guy, again, he said I don't know why he's risking it. I don't know why neither. But you guys have to understand something about Keefe and Vlad TV. Vlad is very smart what he's doing. It's very strategic. Vlad really wants to solve this Tupac and Biggie case. And again, it's solved, especially the Biggie case, because it's not really the Biggie case, but it's really out there if you do your research. The Biggie case got corrupt police involved. That's why it didn't get solved. That's why Valletta Wallace did that lawsuit, and that's why they were scared, because they were like, okay, we don't want this to be uncovered, so we got to shut this lawsuit down because we don't want our corrupt cops getting caught for what happened that night, right? The Tupac thing is very shut in case too, right? Vlad, if you go watch Vlad, if you know Vlad, you know that he really is a big Tupac fan, but he also tries to solve this other case too, right? I don't know why Keefe is risking it neither. To me, it comes off more as comical more than anything, right? I don't know any killer or anyone's involved in a murder that would keep writing books about it and keep doing interviews about it. I mean, that's why it comes off as comical to people, because it doesn't seem realistic that someone who actually was involved in something like that would just keep doing it, right? You guys don't know, he did a proffer agreement. He did a proffer agreement with an LA cop named Greg Kading. Greg Kading did the murder rap documentary and a book about murder rap, basically saying, look, Las Vegas, I solved the Tupac and Biggie case, now shut it. Las Vegas and LA still has an open case on the Tupac and Biggie case, meaning that it's still open for investigation, meaning that someone could still go to jail for that. When Keefe was doing all these interviews, he actually went on television. I never watched it, but I did see like a quick video about it a long time ago. It was like he had went on the I believe it was like a documentary on TV, and it was like Death Row Chronicles, and he had said basically what happened. He was like, oh, it just came from the back seat. And he didn't really say who did it, but he was just like, it just came from the back seat, meaning that anyone could have did it, right? He doesn't really say who did it, right? You guys have to understand, he just told Greg Kading what he wanted to hear, and Keefe keeps telling us that, and y'all not listening. You have to read between the lines. He says, I just told him what he wanted to hear. Basically, Greg Kading wanted to be the first one to shut this case down and be like, look, Las Vegas, I'm the one who solved this case. Y'all didn't. Why would someone from LA want to solve this case when it happened in Las Vegas, y'all? It didn't happen in LA. So no LA cop is going to solve this case. It's going to be Las Vegas, because guess what, y'all? It's Las Vegas case. It happened in Las Vegas, not LA. You guys have to read between lines and see through this stuff, right? Now, in this interview, Keefe is... I had to... Because this shit is just crazy, right? Originally, this video was going to be about breaking news about him doing this interview, right? As I just broke the news and played the audio for you guys, right? Well, it has become even worse. Vlad is asking Keefe D the same question. And y'all probably saying, Vlad, why is Vlad doing this if Vlad is a Tupac fan? Vlad, again, is very strategic and smart. He is trying to get Keefe D to crack, y'all. That's why he keeps asking him the same question. He wants to see if he wants him to basically snitch on himself. He wants him to lie because that was part of the proffer agreement. Keefe, if you mess up this proffer agreement, we have the opportunity and the rights to basically get you arrested. That's basically the whole reason why Vlad is pulling every string. If you guys watch the last couple interviews, Vlad is not happy with Keefe. He's actually getting irritated with him. It was I'll have to pull it up here. I believe it was the one about Keefe D responds to witness saying Atlanta Anderson wasn't a shooter. Here's my opinion on this. It was Edie Amin. That's who the witness is. I don't know why Vlad made it a secret. I mean, he done many interviews with Edie. Edie is part of Outlaws. He said, I seen a black arm come out the window. A lot of people believe that big black arm isn't Orlando. That's a conspiracy itself, right? If you look at these comments, bingo. If it wasn't Keefe D, it was the other big fat dude, aka Big Dre, that did it. Eyewitness seen it was first night. It saw it happen. What they saw, a huge fat arm came out the window of the car, right? More comments. They saying it wasn't Orlando. Body was hurt up. His shoulders. A street dude ain't trying to miss the target, so let another hitter do it. They're really entertaining this theory that it was somebody else in that car, and I'm gonna get into that. He says when Keefe D starts stretching, he's about to lie. Basically, we all see that. Here's my opinion. It's a possibility. Maybe that's why Orlando Anderson kept saying he was a scapegoat. Maybe he was trying to tell us something before he passed away. I'm not saying it's a whole big conspiracy. I'm just saying that there's a lot of lying going on in this interview, and it's very obvious. The biggest lie that I've seen so far is this nigga that said that Orlando Anderson had a dislocated shoulder. That's never been reported. There's no hospital records of that. There's nothing. All of a sudden, 30 years later, you said this nigga had a dislocated shoulder. Now, let's go with that. Let's believe Keefe lying D for 3 seconds, right? Orlando Anderson had a dislocated shoulder 2 hours before he got shot. How the hell can you shoot someone with a dislocated shoulder? I just want to know. Because it's just not making sense. 1 second he says, oh, they jumped on my nephew. He was just a kid. But your kid was in the streets doing grown man stuff. Then the second instance he's saying, oh, he wasn't hurt. They just jumped on him, but he was alright. And now the third time he's saying, oh, he had a dislocated shoulder. Which one is it, Keefe? You done gave 3 different accounts about one simple situation. Just say what happened, right? But Keefe is like, he's just making stuff up as it goes, right? And this is only going to hurt him. If you guys don't know, it was a couple years ago, I believe in 2017, because that's when he started talking, doing all this shit, those interviews on TV. That's when they had adamant arrest for the Tupac murder. Guys, I want to ask you guys a question. I want you guys to use your heads for 3 seconds, right? Who the hell are they going to arrest? Everyone is supposedly dead in that car. So who is the one person that's still alive, that's still talking like a damn rat, and still... I don't know why he keeps doing interviews at this point. I'm going to be honest. It just doesn't make sense to me, right? Who is the only one person that's still talking about this shit? It's him. So who else were they going to arrest? They obviously show... I don't know if I put it in this video, but they show like a big picture, and they show like Orlando. But as we all know, Orlando died 2 years after this whole situation, so... they can't arrest him. So it was like arrest is inanimate in this, you know, basically saying like immediate arrest. And I'm just like sitting there like, how, you know? So only one could think that they were trying to arrest Keefe back then. So I don't know if you see on the news in a couple of weeks or so that they about to arrest immediate arrest in the Tupac case, then he gonna have to shut up again because again the more he talks, the more trouble. The thing is, when someone keeps talking, the more they reveal, right? When someone's lying, they basically have 20 different stories about one thing that happened, right? The story switches up. Doesn't stay consistent. So, to really dive into that, when Tupac got shot, they asked him, "Hey, what happened?" Right? Tupac told the cop how he feel. When Orlando got shot 2 years later, a different cop or detective said, "Hey, did you kill Tupac or who shot?" He said the same thing to that cop. I feel like that's just a thing that people say. Like, if you in your last moments in life, I don't think you're trying to survive or you're trying to get whatever's left out of your breath. So it's like, that's just that thing, that mentality, right? Nobody's gonna tell. If you guys don't know what that is, it's called a dying declaration, meaning that if I get shot right now and they say who shot me, and if I tell them this person shot me, then that person goes to jail. That cop can go to the judge and say, "Hey, DeMarcus said that this person shot him moments before he passed." Boom, that's enough evidence to get that person arrested. Tupac didn't say that. Orlando didn't say that. So that's why there was never arrest. Guys, you can't just have you can't just have certain evidence and be like, "Oh, like, yeah, we know you got jumped." So no, that's not enough evidence. You gotta have a lot of evidence and strong evidence, because if you take someone to court and try to arrest him and you don't have enough evidence, guess what? He can walk free for the rest of his life on murder. That's why OJ can walk free for what happened in 94, because guess what? They already tried him once. You can't try him 2 times in a row. But you don't see OJ going around doing 100 interviews. He doesn't even talk about it. That's why it's hard to believe what Keefe D says, because I don't see other killers walking around doing interviews. It just doesn't make sense. Even if there's a proper agreement, there's loops around that. Which is why in 2017 they was trying to arrest you, Keefe, because you kept talking. So the more you talk, the more trouble you just getting yourself into. So I don't understand why he does it, y'all. He must be really desperate for some money. I know why Vlad's doing it. Vlad don't like this dude. Y'all don't see Vlad taking no pictures with this dude like he do everybody else. He hate his guts, right? And Keefe's digging in on every interview, trolling him about it, right? Vlad's like, I can't wait till the interview's over. I just want to get this nigga arrested, right? That's his whole point, and try to give us justice. So I respect what Vlad's doing. A lot of people say, why are you doing this if you're the biggest Tupac fan? He's trying to help. You gotta see through what he's trying to do, right? When they interviewed OJ, I'm sure the people that was interviewing wasn't trying to be his friend. They were trying to butter him up so that he can talk. That's the whole point of what he's trying to do. Keefe D knows that, which is why he be trolling Vlad back, right? But again, I can see through a lot of these lies. I know y'all can see through this shit too. I just feel like, if you really did do something like this or you were involved, I feel like you should stop talking about it, right? And again, if we're going to run into any conspiracies, Gene Deal is someone who's... I've honestly seen the only person that really talk about this or say this. He's the one who says that, Big Dre is the one who shot Tupac. I don't know where he got that information from. Maybe he's talking about the big black arm that came out the window. I don't know. Who knows if this new documentary even dives into that whole conspiracy. But, again, it doesn't matter who really... again, it happened. I guess we'll never truly know what really happened. But a lot of people can say it's really cut clear what happened. Again, 30 years later, you still have people, having other theories. So it is what it is. But, again... If you were a Keefe D, would you keep talking if you were involved in a high-profile murder that's been talked about for 30 years? I don't know. Me, personally, I wouldn't. So, y'all let me know. That's Keefe D, the liar. I'm not a liar, dude. But, yeah. Hope y'all enjoy it.
Y'all some Tupac-loving motherfuckers.
Okay.
Y'all is.
Oh, yeah, I'm a Tupac. Yeah, I love Tupac.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. Y'all wish y'all could dig him up, you know what I'm saying?
No, I do not wish I could dig him up.
Let me tell you another thing. Let me tell you another thing. Yeah. Y'all some Tupac loving motherfuckers, I swear to God.
I like him as an artist, man.
Yeah,
I like him